the rocker shaft. I cleaned it with brake cleaner, and it's, apart from the fact it's a little rusty, everything else looks fine. There's no play on any of the rockers. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it apart, I'm going to clean it, I'm going to clean the oil passages, especially this one here on the pedestal where all the oil comes from. I'm going to make sure that it's not clogged, that there's oil coming through, because that's what supplies oil for all the tappets. And then I'm going to assemble it, if everything is fine, which I believe it is. And I'm going to be lining them up as they come out. Okay, there's a little rust here, but that's where the spring is, you know, so that's not really worrying. There are no ridges here, this is good. Okay, this is tight now. Oh. I hope you see it there, guys, but if not, I'm just putting them, lining them up in the same order as they come out of the shaft, so I can put them back in the same order. Okay, good. No ridges or anything, so I'm happy. Just rusty. Only this pedestal is really stuck here, but you know what, I'm not gonna touch it. I can still clean the shaft, right? So this is 1500. I'm gonna just quickly polish as much as possible, just to get rid of the rust, you know. Okay, so apart from a little bit discoloration in some areas, everything looks fine, and I'm gonna assemble it. But before I assemble it, I'm gonna make sure that all the oil passages are clean and operational. Because how does this work? You see here, this is the first pedestal. All the rest of the pedestals, they have only one hole underneath, which is for the stud, so they can get attached. This one too, and even this one at the end. But this first one has two holes. One is for the stud and the other one is for the oil to come. There's on the head there is a hole which delivers oil to this hole. This hole comes up here in this bore here and delivers the oil into this hole here on the shaft. That's why it's very important to, actually no, this is the screw bolt, the screw hole, the other side is the delivery. So it's very important the shaft to be in the proper position. So when you put the screw here, this automatically lines up this hole with this hole, and then the oil through this hole starts delivering. The shaft is hollow inside, and from this hole it starts delivering oil to all the rockers through here, 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 and here. So I'm gonna make sure that when I blow in this hole, I can feel air coming through all the 8 holes. I need one more hand. So I'm gonna blow in the screw hole, which is just the same hole here. because it's bigger, you know. I need one more hand. Somebody give me a hand, please. Okay. So I have one, almost like a fluid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're all open. So in the rockers inside we have 2 more holes in the bore. One hole leads to here outside to the where the bow goes on top of the push rod. So oil gets delivered there too, and the other hole goes up and literally pours oil all over the shaft outside for the springs and everything. So these holes, they have to be open too, and these I'm gonna try. I don't know if I can. So what I can do is, if I close the 2 sides of the bore and I blow in this hole, I should feel air coming through the other hole. Yeah. See this one? Yes. Good. Okay, and now this is the most important. We have to make sure that this hole is open and clean. I can see through, but I can also see that there's a lot of inside. Nice. Okay. So now that pretty much all the rust was clean, I can start assembling it. So this pedestal, I couldn't take it out, just didn't want to force it, but it stands right here. So I'm gonna start assembling from here, and I'm gonna be putting oil as well. So oil here, oil here. Spring, have another rocker which needs oil inside. Of course I put it upside down or front side back, or back side front, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and then we need oil here. Here. This down. Then another rocker. Another spring. Another rocker. Okay, I'm gonna pour some more oil here, all over the place, on the springs, everywhere, so it is nice and oily. And I don't need to do that on the head, because I want to keep the surface for the gasket dry. I don't want to make a mess there in advance. Okay, I think we are ready to go and install it on the head. So as you can see, it doesn't take that long to take apart the rocker shaft, clean it and inspect it. But believe me, it's worth, because if it's not good, if the shaft is worn and you have play on the rockers, that's gonna affect a lot the whole performance of the engine. So it's worth to take it apart and clean it, put it on, or if you need to change it, it's not that expensive. I believe it's like 30 bucks or something like that. So okay, the push rods that need to go there. So I'm gonna start from 8. Five, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, I'm gonna keep that. And now we can install the rocker shaft. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen all the adjustment nuts. So all the rockers are loose. Then I'm gonna tighten the pedestals, and then I'm gonna start adjusting the valve. Now I still gonna be careful, and I'm gonna be tightening a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, and so on. I'm not gonna tighten all the way one stud and then go to the next. But now I'm not worried that while I'm tightening it, the valve is already gonna be under pressure. Okay, we have a huge gap on all of them, and I am okay with that. So I would say a little bit here, a little bit there. So the shaft goes smooth and even down. And now we can adjust the valves. So I believe I can fly. I believe you should come on the other side. Yep. That's much better for you, isn't it? And especially when you are in focus, even better. Okay, so how do we adjust the valves? First we have to find the top dead center, which is right here. Do you see the pulley? No, you don't. Okay, so go a little bit back. And here, like that. Yeah, focused again. Okay. So here I am at the top dead center of the first cylinder. But which one of the two, I don't know. So how will I find out? I put my hands, my 2 fingers on top of the 2 valves, and I see if they move a little bit. You see? It's going. I'm gonna do it again. Look at my fingers. See? This one is going up, this one is going down. So this is my top dead center of the exhaust stroke. So now if I want, I can adjust the 4th cylinder, but I don't want to start from the 4th, I want to start from 1st. So I'm gonna do a full turn of the crank until I come again to the top dead center, right here, and now I know that this is my power stroke on the 1st cylinder, top dead center, and this is where my both valves are fully closed and I can adjust the gap on both of them. Now if I move here back and forth, you see my fingers are not moving. And this is where I'm gonna adjust the valves, but I need to find in the manual what should the gap be. Should be 10 thou if I remember well, but let's see. So I remember well, it was supposed to be 10 thousandths of an inch. I think I'm gonna skip through that valve adjusting process because it's really boring, and I think that everybody knows how to do that anyway, so let's go do something more interesting. Okay, carburetor time. Now what happened was I dipped into the cam dip the first carburetor, and a couple of days later I took it out. I tried to polish it a little bit outside. I cleaned it, it was beautifully cleaned. I really liked how it worked, the cam dip, and I assembled it, but it turned out that the needle is bent a little bit and the piston goes up and down really hard. So I bought a rebuilding kit for both carbs, and I'm not going to show you how I assembled this one because it's stupid anyways. So I'm going to assemble the other one with the new parts, and this is what I'm going to show you. So the next one, the second one, is sitting for even longer now because I was really busy in my work, in the official work, and I didn't have time to work on this car. So the carburetor is sitting in the cam dip for maybe a week now, and let's see what's happening with it. Even though I believe that after the 1 or 2 days nothing else will happen, but we'll see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the whole basket, and hopefully it's going to fit here. Oh yeah, oh no. Yes and no. Oh, okay. That's great. So we're gonna reinstall the parts here. Before I do everything else, I'm gonna see what parts do I have in the kit. So this is for here, and this is for here, and these are gonna go back and wait for the next car. Okay. What? No needle? Why is there no needle? Come on, that was the main thing. I bought the kits for the needle. Okay, this is the needle from this carb, which is straight, but the other one is bent. Anyways, at least I can rebuild this one. Oh, upset now. Why wouldn't they put a needle in the kit? And now of course this is gonna give me troubles as usual. So that's for the float. We're gonna install the new jet and the new needle. Okay. So the new needle goes there with the cone towards the end, and the jet goes there. And now this has to be. And now if you can see here, the needle goes down, the higher the float, the higher the needle, and the smaller the opening for the fuel to come in. So if I do this now, so one part is done. Okay. Put the new one. And on this side, first we're gonna assemble the throttle lever. And there's a little washer that goes there. This is the negative of this, right? So it comes like that. After that we have... Okay guys, the more I edit this video, the more I realized that this camera should have been set up much closer, and you should have been able to see much better what's happening there. But unfortunately I can't go back and redo that, so I think I'm gonna skip to the end of the rebuilding. It is a copy-paste process anyways. I'm checking one carb and I'm rebuilding the other, so not really interesting. And I hope one day I'm gonna be able to show you a better video of carburetor rebuilding when I'm rebuilding my 1147 engine. So then I'm gonna set up the camera in a better way, and I'm gonna make sure that it is a fully educational video. This here is nothing. So anyways, so what I did actually is, for the other carburetor, I pulled out the needle from my 1147 engine from one of the carbs, and this is how I solved the problem. And this carburetor that I'm rebuilding now just got together without any issues. And this carb is fully rebuilt. It's not so shiny as I wish it was, but it's not dirty, at least it's nice and clean. So tomorrow we're gonna rebuild the other one too. So this is how they go, right? Oops. This is how they go. Okay, but that's gonna be tomorrow. For now, good night.